Hi, neighbor. How are you? Good Tuesday to you. 4th day of June, 2019. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Thanks for starting your day with us on this program and this very television station. And about 30 seconds ago, Megan, our producer, said we got to do a 4.5-star show. 4.5-star show. Normally not guaranteed on a Tuesday, but she threw it out there and I agreed. So wish us luck. We'll do our very best. Very beautiful day today, very quiet day, very benign day. This is a gorgeous day. Take the day off because things are going to change. Got some wind again coming our way. We had a wind-whipped brush fire, a wildfire just outside of Kashmir yesterday. We'll have that when we get to the news. Also, there's a pretty sizable wildfire just east of Vantage, way down there in the bottom half of Grant County. That's going on now. Yeah, we're getting into the wildfire season already, and we're not even into summer yet. Summer doesn't even start for a few weeks. But a good-looking day today, a little windy on Wednesday. Big cool down coming up, by the way, this weekend. We're going to go, we had temperatures well above normal over the weekend with highs in the lower 90s Saturday and Sunday. We'll be just about where we were yesterday, right around 81, 82. But things are going to get rather windy. And then no wind expected Friday or Friday night for commencement exercises, outdoor commencement exercises. But it's going to be chilly. We're going to go from well above normal to well below normal. Details are coming up. News, sports, Apple Sox. They kicked off their 20th anniversary campaign last night with a rather convincing victory. We got highlights for you. Also, the Mariners. Well, the Mariners. We have the obscure holiday. Birthdays, a couple of special local celebrities celebrating birthdays today. Also, everyone is entitled to Mike McNally's opinion. And in the second half of the show, Chuck Egner dropping by again. Chuck's a regular visitor on this program, just time of the year because the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, the 17th annual Wenatchee Bluegrass Festival, is next weekend, the 14th, 15th, and 16th at the fairgrounds in Kashmir. Chuck dropped by yesterday. We had a great conversation with Chuck. You're going to love that. We taped it. We'll play it back for you in the second half of the program. Let's not waste any more of your time because if we do, then we won't have a 4.5-hour star show. We don't want that. Let's go around the valley with our Valley View cameras, courtesy of Localtel Sky-Fi high-speed wireless network. Another beautiful view of the Wenatchee Valley. From the cross camera, we always let the cross camera bat lead off, if you pardon the baseball analogy. A gorgeous sun. Sun's been up now for about 2 hours. Sun came up at 5:06 this morning. Won't go down until 8:52 tonight. That means 15 hours and 46 minutes of daylight, and you want to enjoy every bit of it if you can. This is the time of year, of course. Days are getting longer and longer and longer. You can get off work at 5:36, and you still got quite a bit of daylight to go out and do stuff. And a lot of people go out and do stuff. I mean, you can tee off at 5 o'clock, 5:15 in the evening and still get in 18 holes of golf at our local golf courses. I should probably start taking advantage of that. And you can see Birch Mountain way off in the background. We'll have a little story about Birch Mountain and underage drinking coming up in our news. Camera 2, where are we off to, Megan? We are off to the Chelan Falls camera. Is that correct? It's a little glary. The sun is coming right down into the lens. It's kind of pretty, though, isn't it? Looks like the letter A right in the middle of your screen as the sun beats down. That's the Columbia River right down there in front of you. And of course, if you live in that general area, you can look up to the top of that mountain and see our tower. You can get high-speed wireless internet without having fiber. Technology is a beautiful thing, although scary sometimes. Camera 3 is a slow dissolve to, I'm going to say, Union Valley. Am I correct? Okay, Megan says, I think so. Yeah, that's Union Valley. I can make that out. You can see, obviously, the Chelan Butte off in the distance there, Lake Chelan. Beautiful view there. Nice little, beautiful. Boy, would this be a gorgeous day to be up at Lake Chelan. The lake is still, by the way, a little low. I've had a number of people who went up there over Memorial Day weekend and say, yeah, it's not quite all the way filled up yet. But it's still beautiful. It's still a little chilly, too. But what a gorgeous day today would be to go up to Lake Chelan, take the day off. In fact, everybody just take the day off after this show is over. Camera 4. We still have one more camera to go, Megan? We do. And that is got to be the Nanapoc Ridge camera, right? That's a cool looking view right there. Look at that. The whole Lake Wenatchee area. You can just barely, not quite make out Lake Wenatchee nor Fish Lake, but trust me, it's there. Hasn't gone anywhere. Look at all that beautiful greenery. Mosquitoes, yeah, they're hanging around there. That's what they do this time of the year. They don't really go away. Of course, the nice thing about when it's windy, the mosquitoes don't come out. But when it's calm, my guess is there's going to be a lot of mosquitoes hanging around in the Lake Wenatchee Fish Lake area So if you're going to go recreate in that area, don't forget to bring your repellent because they will suck you dry if they get a chance. All right, good stuff from our local Tel Sky-Fi cameras at 5.5 minutes after the hour from the National Weather Service. Here's your forecast. There you go. Very benign day today. Nothing really to talk about. Lots of sunshine, very little wind. We'll top off at 82, which is just about what we were yesterday. We were at 81 yesterday, but of course yesterday it was a little windy. Clear tonight, 58 for the overnight low. Tomorrow morning, sunshine. By mid-morning, the clouds will be thickening up. By Wednesday afternoon, we'll have increasing clouds because there is a system coming through, a cold front. As you can see, our temperatures are going to drop a good 10 degrees by the time we get to Thursday. Lots of sunshine Thursday, a little on the windy side at times, and a high of 72. And then look at Friday. Lots of sunshine, but a high of only 69 degrees for the Wenatchee High School commencement exercises, which commence to exercise at 8 o'clock on Friday night. Of course, the sun will still be up. It'll be fairly nice, but boy, once that sun dips down, it's going to get chilly. Just a heads up. You want to be prepared for cool temperatures Friday night. Then here's the weekend, and right now it doesn't look too bad. Partly sunny Saturday and a high of 72. Lots of sunshine Sunday and a high of 80. No real complaints about the weather at all. No real chance of rain or thunderstorms. As far as wind is concerned, the strongest wind is going to be Wednesday night spilling into Thursday as the system comes in. Outside of that, that's really about it. No complaints at all. Great day today. Again, a few clouds expected on Wednesday, and then we cool down big time on Thursday, and then considerably cooler, well below normal by Friday, and then a good-looking weekend coming your way if you like sunshine and mild temperatures, and I'm in that group. It's 7 minutes after the hour. We're going to take a break, but before we do so, we want to thank our friends at Confluence Health for sponsoring Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Confluence Health, dedicated to providing safe, high-quality care throughout North Central Washington. Confluence Health. The news is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley live this morning from Studio 1 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life Channel.
When the people you serve are your friends and family, you see the world a bit differently. You understand that your survival depends on the health and strength of your relationships. Your word is your reputation, and that doing the right thing is the only way of life that matters. At Confluence Health, we remain humble. Trust is a gift that is earned, a privilege, an honor. And we remain grateful for the trust you place in our hands.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, agent here at Senior Insurances of North Central Washington, where we help our clients navigate the Medicare world. One of the things we really enjoy doing is teaching our clients about their rights. Like, did you know that if you have a traditional Medicare supplement, you can change that monthly all year long, regardless of prior health conditions? So if you'd like to know more about your options with Medicare, you can visit us at one of our 5 local offices, as well as give us a call at 888-2600.
8 minutes after the hour, lots of sunshine, 55 degrees, about 82, lots of sunshine, no wind today, a gorgeous Tuesday. A few clouds Wednesday, big cool down Thursday and Friday, warm back up on Saturday and Sunday with bountiful sunshine. Here's us making news on this Tuesday. A kayaker was rescued Sunday afternoon after he fell out of his boat and became stranded on a sandbar in the Wenatchee River. Chelan County Sheriff Office spokesperson Jason Reinfeld said the man became separated from his 10-year-old son, who was in another kayak.
The child was located later on down the river, approximately half a mile, maybe a mile down from that point on the shore, and they were reunited. The father was on the sandbar, and with assistance from Douglas County 2 and a small boat, they were able to bring him to shore.
Reinfeld said there were no injuries, and both kayakers were wearing life vests. 7 people were injured in a collision Saturday afternoon, a motorhome colliding head-on with a vehicle. This happened on Highway 153, about a half mile south of Carlton. 3 of the 7 injured were taken to the hospital. The others treated at the scene. None of the injuries were critical. Emergency responders also had to deal with a propane leak from the motorhome. Multiple agencies responded to the accident. Happened about 2:30 on Saturday afternoon. Well, a group of teenagers faced charges in connection with a drinking party on Birch Mountain. This happened late on Saturday night. Jason Reinfeld, again with the Chelan County Sheriff's Office, says deputies made contact with about 25 young adults ranging in age between 17 and 19 who were partying near the top of the mountain.
Well, it is, especially the transportation to and from the area, especially if alcohol is involved, and that's what we just want it to be known we're out there patrolling this time of year, and this year specifically we've put out a significant amount of extra patrols, and our hopes are to prevent parties like this from happening in the first place versus actually coming across them.
Law enforcement agencies are amping up their emphasis patrols. They're trying to control teen graduation parties in the next couple of weeks as part of the Everybody Walks campaign. Firefighters made quick work of a small brush fire yesterday morning. Check that out. This happened, this was about a mile west of Kashmir, right alongside Highway 2. The fire, spurred on by 20-mile-an-hour winds, was called in around 10 o'clock. Fire crews on the scene shortly thereafter. At one point, the blaze did get rather close to trees located at a residence nearby, but firefighters were able to soak the vegetation, and the ground got nice and wet, so that kept it from spreading. The fire briefly closed, by the way, the westbound lane. No word yet on how that fire started. Well, it is wildfire season. It's upon us, and now's a good time to make sure that your home is fire safe. Our very own Eric Granstrom tells us more.
With above normal temperatures and dry, windy weather dominating our spring, it's not too early to prepare for wildfire. Chelan County Fire District 1 Chief Brian Brett says his department is available to help you assess the risk of wildfire to your home and surrounding area.
We just received a grant through FEMA, a Cooperative Technical Partners grant that allows us to get a flight over the fire district with a 3-inch resolution, 360 degrees, and with that photo imagery, we'll be able to do driveway measurements, width and height, slope aspect, vegetation measurements, and a complete detailed parcel assessment from our office. We intend to send that information to the homeowners and try and open the door for us to come in and do these detailed home assessments.
Chief Brett says Fire District 1 will be mapped out in detail to provide firefighters and homeowners a more accurate means of assessing risks.
We're dividing the fire district up into sub-planning areas. The Chelan County just completed the Community Wildfire Protection Plan for the whole county. Within Fire District 1, we are considered Planning Area E. We are dividing our Planning Area E up into sub-planning zones. For example, Forest Ridge is already a sub-planning zone, and they have developed their own Community Wildfire Protection Plan, which is excellent. We want to take the appendix portion out of that with structure protection plans and potential resource orders, etc., for the rest of the fire district.
More information relating to wildfire preparation can be found on the Chelan County website. Eric Granstrom, NCW Life Channel News.
Thank you very much, Eric. Finally this morning, a heads up, if you plan on traveling over Blewett Pass this week, you can expect delays of up to half an hour as a number of projects continue. In fact, they're going to work on the Boundary Bridge Fish Barrier, that removal project near Swak Creek Campground. That's about 5 miles south of the summit. That's going to be going on this week. So single lane flagger controlled traffic through that area. In addition to that, the crews are going to be removing hazardous trees between mileposts 168 and 178, and that would include full closures of up to 30 minutes at a time. Both of these projects will be active throughout the course of the week, so if you're going to go there, plan on a little extra time during working hours on Blewett Pass. Again, that's all this week, and that is the news on this Tuesday at 14 minutes after the hour. That's just a little tidbit. The full news will come your way at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock with Grant Olson in the anchor chair. He also heads our weather team. Well, Grant is a weather team, come to think of it. Grant in the anchor chair, Eric Granstrom handles sports, the news. What happened on this Tuesday? We'll fill you in. It's a nice little half-hour package. We are quite proud of it. You can check it out by watching it right here on this television station at 5, 6, and 10. You can also watch it on demand by going to our website at ncwlife.com, ncwlife.com. Not only can you watch tonight's news right around 5 o'clock tonight, but you can watch yesterday's news or last week, as far back as you want to go, as far as back as we have them archived. Anyway, if there's a story that you missed from a few weeks back, come back and check it out again if you so desire, and take a look at the bottom of your screen. That's all the ways you can get a hold of us via our Facebook page, our website, our Twitter handle. We have one of those, too. You can pick up the telephone and give us a call. You can send us an email at news@ncwlife.com. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Apple Sox baseball is upon us for the 20th year. How did they do last night? Spoiler alert, pretty good. Sports is 1 minute away. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel. Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around north central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special. No matter what the season is, the weather is always fine at Wenatchee Valley Mall. Come explore the stores today. Wenatchee Valley Mall in East Wenatchee and online at WenatcheeValleyMall.com. Welcome back. 17 minutes after the hour on this Tuesday. Lots of sunshine, 57 degrees, 82 with lots of sunshine and very little wind is your forecast for the day. Let's do sports. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back. Yeah, take me out to the ball game. And we did so at Paul Thomas Senior Field last night.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming?
Please welcome Richard Stevens.
Hey, Apple Sox fans, I've got Gabriel here, and he's going to get us going here with the play ball. Play ball!
You got to love it. It's back again. Now, as far as the game, Wenatchee took care of business, no real problems at all, against the Cascade Collegiate League Showcase team. The final 10-1, as you see there. The big inning for the Sox came in a 5-run second, highlighted by a 2-run double by Tyler Detloff and a 2-run home run by Johnny Sage. For a complete wrap of the game, it's her good buddy, the voice of the Apple Sox, Storm Joel Norman.
Well, it was a great opening night for the Wenatchee Apple Sox as they picked up a 10-1 victory over the Cascade Collegiate League Showcase here at Paul Thomas Senior Stadium. The 14th win in 20 opening days for the Apple Sox. They've had a success of it, and they kind of continued it this year. The win against the non-league team. A great effort both on the mound and at the plate, as the Apple Sox were just as perfect as a game as you could have asked for on opening night. Johnny Sage reached base 3 times. Ryan Altenberger reached base 4 times. Sage hit his first home run as a member of the Apple Sox. As you might remember, he played for the Apple Sox last season, but didn't get on the board until the first game of the 2019 season. On the mound, Keegan Romig tossed 5 scoreless innings, and a couple of relievers, Brett Gillis and Trent Sellers, tossed 2 innings apiece. Gillis allowed 1 unearned run, but that was it. The Apple Sox were fantastic. Both of them struck out 5 batters apiece, so lights out pitching from the bullpen, 10 strikeouts in 4 innings. Apple Sox are back in action tonight, a 6:35 game against the Victoria Harbor Cats, their first game in West Coast League play. With your Apple Sox report, I'm Joel Norman.
Thank you very much, Joel. Yeah, it is. The Sox and the Harbor Cats tonight, 6:35 first pitch, throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Our very own Eric Granstrom, he's going to pop up in the broadcast booth and call a couple of innings of baseball on the radio with Joel Norman. Also in West Coast League baseball action today, Cowlitz is at Bend Ridgefield. We'll host Yakima Valley. Kelowna visits Bellingham. They all get going at 6:35. At 7:05, Corvallis is at Walla Walla. And Port Angeles is in Portland to take on the Pickles. In Seattle, another big early inning spelled the difference. Houston beat the Mariners 4-2 at T-Mobile Park. Josh Reddick hit an RBI triple. Robinson Chirinos hit a solo home run in a 3-run first inning for Houston off of Seattle spot starter Corey Jareen. Wade LeBlanc came in on the second, went for the next 8 innings. He allowed just 1 run and 3 hits. Mariners scoring came in the third. Solo home runs by Malik Smith and Edwin Encarnacion. The two teams play again tonight, 7:10. Wade Miley goes for the Astros. We don't know who's starting for the Mariners. They haven't told us yet. To the Les Schwab American League West scoreboard from yesterday, only one other game in the division. It was a very quiet day in baseball. The Cubs beat the Angels 8-1. John Lester, 7 innings, 6 strikeouts to get the victory on the mound. So Houston beat Seattle. Oakland and Texas didn't play, so the Astros lead in the AL West is now 9 games over the Rangers, 11 in front of Oakland. The Mariners continue to sink in the West. They are 25-38, 17 games out of first place. The Mariners went for pitching in the first day of the Major League Baseball draft Monday. They say you can never have enough pitching. Seattle selected right-hander pitcher George Kirby. He's out of Elon University with its first-round selection last night. Texas Christian left-hander Brandon Williamson was next in the second round for the M's, and in a round B selection in a trade with Cleveland, Seattle picked Isaiah Campbell, who's a right-hander out of the University of Arkansas. Meanwhile, it was a big night for the West Coast League on the draft. For the first time in league history, a West Coast League alum was selected with the number 1 overall pick. Former Corvallis Knight catcher Adley Rutschman, selected first by Baltimore. In addition, the West Coast League has never had a first-round selection as high as number 3. And former Victoria Harbor Cat Andrew Vaughn went to the White Sox with the 3rd pick. And former Wenatchee Apple Sock Mike Toglia was a first-round selection. He went to the Colorado Rockies with the 23rd overall selection. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Tuesday, 23 minutes after the hour. It's the 4th day of June, the obscure holiday of the day today. Today is National Cheese Day. I'm ready for National Cheese Day. One of mankind's all-time favorite foods, obviously, is cheese. Cheese making is a process that predates the written word, so nobody really knows exactly when cheese was invented. Obviously, when they started domesticating milk products, it was probably about as good as we can figure that out, but nobody even knows what that is. It probably goes all the way back to ancient Egypt and ancient Greece, so a long, long time. There are all kinds of different cheeses. In fact, but most of the favorite cheeses that we associate with have been around for a long time. 500, 600, 700 years for some of the cheeses that are out there that are enjoyed worldwide everywhere. There's about 1,400 different kinds of cheeses. By the way, Roquefort cheese is a cheese that is illegal in the U.S. I don't know why. I got other fun cheese facts. The European Union, the whole of Europe, is the top cheese producer in the world. We're number 2, U.S. Of course, Wisconsin leads the nation. They produce the most cheese in this country. Who leads the world in cheese consumption? The French. Yes, the average French person consumes about 60 pounds of cheese a year. Germany is second with 53 pounds of cheese per person per year. We only consume about 34 pounds of cheese per person per year in America. We can do better than that. Go out and get some cheese and then consume it. I think I eat cheese in one way or the other almost every day, come to think of it. Let's do Today in History. The Voyage of the Damned is 80 years old today, June 4th, 1939. The MS St. Louis, with 963 Jewish refugees, most of them from Germany, denied permission to land in Florida. They went to Cuba. Cuba said no. They went to the United States. The United States said no, you can't disembark here, with no place else to go. They had to go back to Europe, and the vast majority of the 963 Jewish refugees who were not allowed into this country would die in Nazi concentration camps. The Voyage of the Damned is 80 years old today. Speaking of World War II, of course, after the Battle of Dunkirk was all said and done, Winston Churchill went to the House of Commons and said, we're going to fight on the beaches, we'll fight on the streets, we'll fight with tire irons, we'll do whatever we do, we'll not surrender. And it raised the morale of his country right when they needed it. His famous speech before Commons after the Battle of Dunkirk and the evacuation of Dunkirk, 79 years ago today. 75 years ago today, Rome fell. The first of the three capitals of the Axis power fell. Of course, Tokyo didn't really fall when you think about it. Berlin fell, but Rome led the way. Rome fell to the Allies on June 4th, 1944, 75 years ago. One down, two to go, as Roosevelt said. And this is the 45th anniversary of the Seahawks. Happy birthday, Seahawks. The Seattle Seahawks were founded on this date because that's when the National Football League on June 4th, 1974 said, you get an expansion franchise, Seattle. We accept your offer. So the Seahawks, technically speaking, 45 years old today when the NFL gave them the green light. It's worked out pretty good, wouldn't you say? Let's do some birthdays. King George III was born in the state in 1738. There's George. Died at the age of 81 in 1820. Fought a lot of wars. Won one right out of the bat. Almost right after he became king, they fought the French in the 7 Years' War, and he won that. Defeated Napoleon at the Battle of Waterloo, won that. But, of course, he was a little stingy with the old pocketbook. And, they lost to the American War of Independence. That's why King George is my all-time favorite royal. He really messed that one up big time, but because he did, we got us. King George III, born in the state in 1738. Angelina Jolie, the American actress, filmmaker, humanitarian, activist, what have you. She's 44 years old today. Happy birthday, Angelina Jolie. And a couple of local celebrities celebrate birthdays today. There's Diana. She's part of our award-winning sales team. Has our sales team won an award? I think they have. Diana celebrates a very special birthday today. It's a milestone. I'm not going to tell you how old she is. She knows, I know. That's good enough for me. Happy birthday, Diana. And our very own Rachel celebrates a birthday today. There's Rachel. Hi, Rach. I'll tell you how old Rachel is. She's 28, because 28 is not really a milestone. I don't remember my 28th birthday. I don't remember my 20s, for that matter. So a couple of our staff members celebrating birthdays today. I think we'll have cake a little bit later on. It's 28 minutes after the hour. We are going to take a break. When we come back, everybody is entitled to Mike Magnotti's opinion. What's on Mike's mind this morning, we'll find out. And then my conversation with Chuck Egner. Love to see Chuck. He's back again. The 17th annual Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival is next weekend, the 14th, 15th, and 16th of June. It is a phenomenal party. Everybody is invited. It's a great time. We got videos to show you. Chuck's a great interview. All coming up between now and 8 o'clock. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, live this morning from Studio 2 in downtown Wenatchee on the NCW Life channel.
Cosmetic surgery and treatment is the most personal of decisions. It is also a field that's evolving at an incredible pace. Dr. Jones, board-certified plastic surgeon, understands that once you arrive at the decision to enhance your appearance, you'll want proven, safe, state-of-the-art technology. You'll find this at Valley Plastic Surgery, delivered by an experienced and caring staff. Dr. Jones and his staff are ready to welcome you.
RLS Productions is proud to bring to the NCW Life channel the Concerts in the Garden Summer Series held at Omi Gardens. The series features performances from Rare Earth's Peter Rivera, Heart by Heart, Too Slim and the Tail Draggers, The Infinity Project, the Wenatchee Swingin' Big Band, and a whole host of other great acts. Tune in Wednesdays at 1:30 and 7 p.m. and Fridays and Saturdays at 10:30 a.m. and 9 p.m. RLS Productions Concerts in the Garden Summer Series, only on the NCW Life channel.
How much are you paying for adult, family, or assisted living? Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living offers one-bedroom apartments for one affordable price. Their rates are all-inclusive, no nickel or diming or sudden increases, just one set price. You or your loved one will receive good food and excellent care in a relaxed, home-like environment. Stop on by for a tour to see if the Epladolin family is the right choice for you.
Family owned and operated Epladolin Retirement and Assisted Living in Kashmir. Affordable care.
I'm Jenny Rojanasatian, and this is Guada TV. Every week we will be bringing you a first look at North Central Washington business, tech, and education news. You'll hear from local influencers and innovators who live right here in the Valley. Together, we'll discuss hot topics, current events, and resources that can support your business, our schools, and this community. Join me every week, and let's get inspired.
Highlander Grill and Golf Course is known as one of the finest wedding venues in the Wenatchee area. You do not have to be a member to come to Highlander. Highlander Golf Course offers a first-class backdrop for your wedding day. Our friendly professional staff will ensure your wedding and reception is picture perfect, from every moment leading up to the I do's to when the lights go down at the end of your reception. Hi, I'm Shalane, site coordinator for Highlander Grill. Give me a call to schedule your event today.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he's here.
Yeah, no kidding. Little 4-point. It's a nice coconut.
Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life channel.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, alcohol doesn't cause abusive or aggressive behavior, but it lowers inhibitions. So what is already inside the consumer can come out. In vino veritas, as they say, wherever Latin is spoken. Now, President Trump, he's like alcohol. Now, he doesn't cause racism and bigotry, but he's providing an atmosphere where it can be expressed from where it already exists. Now, despite what knee-jerk response this might cause in some of my liberal friends, thinking this is some sort of supportive post or justification for the man, no, I'm sorry, it's not. But despite his personal peccadillos, Trump isn't causing hatred in anyone. Blaming him, therefore, is only partially correct. Oh, by the way, alcohol is also a central nervous system depressant, if you get my drift. This is Mike Mad Dog Magnotti, and that's my opinion.
At Doghouse Motorsports, we ride what we sell. There's a lot we could say about the CD Spark and the CD GTI, but ultimately, the ride says it all.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
There's no substitute for the power of cable TV advertising. With Solion Cable TV advertising, you can reach your target audience right here in North Central Washington. We understand their viewing habits and can precisely target your customers on great cable networks like these. Call Solion Broadcasting today and let us show you how to put your business message right in front of thousands of prospects at a very affordable price. Solion Broadcasting, 509-888-2020. Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. 17 years ago, a bunch of bluegrass enthusiasts from all over North Central Washington said, let's have a party, and let's invite everybody, and let's see what happens. Well, by golly, it worked, so they did it again and again and again and again, and here it is now 17 years later. It is one of the cultural events on the calendar every year. It's huge. One of the best bluegrass festivals to be found anywhere. I don't just mean by size, I mean by quality of entertainment. He's back again this year to talk about it. From the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival, Chuck Egner has returned. How are you, Chuck?
Doing great. Thanks for having me.
It's good to see you again. You ready to go for the 14th, 15th, and 16th?
I hope so. The dates roll up on you pretty quick when you get to this stage.
How did you, right off the top, by the way, Chuck is the entertainment quality control guy and vice president of the board. How do you get the kind of talent that you get from all over the country to come to little old Kashmir for a weekend and play? How do you do it?
Well, it's a fairly small community in the bigger picture of things, and people talk at the big festivals back east, and they say, hey, have you heard about this one over here? One of our attractions, besides the fact that people are really into bluegrass out here and are basically starved for it, so it goes over real well. But we have the only, as far as I know, the only indoor performance venue in the state of Washington for a summer festival. Wintergrass is indoors, but that's in the wintertime. All the rest of them have outdoor stages, and you know, it can be hot, it can be cold, it can be rainy.
You're taking your chances.
And we've got a building that about 8 or 9 years ago, we actually got HVAC in it. For the first 10 years or so, there was no air conditioning, but now there's air conditioning in there. So it's an ideal place. And the audience is not talking and yakking, they're there to see the music. Back east, there's so many festivals that it's just not a special thing anymore. And out here, there's so few that it is a special thing.
It is a special thing, or they wouldn't have done 16 of them. Highly successful. Are you the guy who's basically in charge of booking the acts, Chuck, or do you work with some other people?
So we have a board and we have a gong show. And then we come up with a list of who we'd like. And then from that point, I take it and okay, we can't get this guy for this reason, we can't get this for this reason, and go down the line. And I do all the contracts and make the deals and get them set up in hotels. And then we've got our bean counter, Bill Dobbins. He handled sending letters out, welcoming letters, giving their free passes for the guests and things like that. Tells them where they have workshops to do. Most of the bands are contractually obligated to provide people for workshops on Saturday mornings. So, but yeah, I just work with getting the bands. But we've got a 9-person board,
so that helps.
It helps. We were at 7 or 8 people for a couple of years, but now we're at full strength. And
you need all 9 of them. You probably need 20.
Yeah. We definitely need 9 to distribute the work out a little bit.
But as you mentioned before, the word is out in the bluegrass community, not in the Pacific Northwest, but all over the place, that this is the kind of place that you want to be if you're a first-class bluegrass musician, because people are going to sit there and enjoy what you do.
Yeah, and the interesting thing this year is it varies from year to year, but we've got 4 bands that's never been seen in this area. Michael Cleveland and Flamekeeper never played at our festival. Mile 12. Most people haven't heard of them. They're very young people. They're from the Boston and New York area. Haven't been here. Modern Tradition, although one of their players has been here many, many times, the rest of the band has never seen the Northwest. And so this is their first Northwest tour. And then we've got a band from over in the Everett area that's coming over to play the gospel show, and they're new. So we've got a bunch of new faces.
How do you decide who plays when as far as because that's always a big thing. I want top billing, Chuck, or I won't come. Does that happen, or... I mean, how do you decide who plays when, I guess?
How much we pay them. The big check gets the last spot.
The last spot on Saturday night,
it
right?
pretty much goes like that, yeah.
So.
And there is some movement within that. One of the bands has to get a flight out at midnight at SeaTac, and they would normally be the second to the last band. They're going to go earlier in the evening so that they can make their flight. They're part of a bluegrass workshop back in North Carolina, and they've got to be back there. So
16 years ago, 17 years ago now, do the people who put this thing together have any idea it was going to become what it is now? I mean, what an event this is.
No, we never thought. We didn't know if we could pay the bands the first year. And they were only regional bands, so the band bill was nowhere near what it is now, but we didn't know how we were going to pay them. And my wife and I just privately said, we'll just write a check, if it came down to it. And we didn't need to. Somehow we scraped together enough money from the thing. And early days, we didn't rent the entire fairgrounds, so the cost of that was much less at that time. By the third or fourth year, we had to rent the entire fairgrounds. And it was okay because we had to rent it because there was that many people there.
Sure.
So it was, in the beginning, we had no idea it was going to continue like this.
But it is, and it's so much fun. It is so much fun. We got some videos we're going to show you, give you a little taste of what to expect, and we'll come back and we'll talk about some of the bread and butter things that you need to know about as far as tickets and dates and all that other stuff. You want to start with Modern Tradition, a little video from them?
Yes.
Talk a little bit about them.
Modern Tradition is, they're based back east. But the guitar player and lead singer, his father and I met when the kid was 8 years old. And we were at Wintergrass, and the father said, I think my kid's got talent. I don't know, but I think he's got talent. Could I bring him to your studio and let's record him and see what you think? And it took a year and a half to get it together. And finally, the kid was almost 10 years old. And back then, he was really small for his age. His good buddy that's from Kashmir here, Jake Monroe, was about 1.5 feet taller than him back in those days. Now they're both 6 foot plus. But anyway, they brought the kid over. Turns out he was immensely talented. And I could tell it in 5 minutes. And so they did record an album, a family album. And it's kind of like a musical version of a photographic album. It just tells you where they were when they were that age.
Sure.
And the other kids were talented, but this one kid was extraordinarily talented. And I remember a song that took me 2 weeks to learn of intense practice. In one afternoon, he had it where he could play variations and play circles around me. And he was about 13 or 14 then. And that's when I knew he'd make his living in music. So he went off to college and met the kids that he's with now. And he's in a couple of regional bands here that he plays with when he can. But this is a national band. And so anyway.
So here's a little video of Modern Tradition. You folks at home, please use your televisions. Chuck, use the monitor here in the studio. Let's take a look. Stuff from Modern Tradition. We got a couple more videos to show you. You talk about you knew this kid was talent from the get-go, and now he has a group of his own. And he's making a name for himself in the bluegrass world. A lot of this is connecting the generations, isn't it? Bluegrass music as a genre goes from grandma and grandpa to dad to the next gen. I mean, that's really the core of the group. The core of the music is that it passes down from generation to generation. People love it.
Yeah. So. That young man and several others that are in his age group were teenage instructors at our Taylor's Camp, which is a kids camp for bluegrass that we've had for some years now. And one thing we did while those guys were in high school is we thought they're going to be going off to college and we want them to still come back to this thing. Mm-hmm. So we came up with two things. One is we came up with a scholarship plan, and then we went out to some of the people in the real big campers.
They're really nice ones.
And we asked for some donations, and the money came in, and we were able to offer college scholarships. So $1,500 or so for a kid, and we give anywhere from 3 to 5 of those away a year. The other thing is we paid them enough money to come and do Taylor's Camp, And most of them do it for volunteering, but what we wanted to do was not have them say, hey, I got a gig and I'm getting $500 to play over here that weekend. We wanted them to make enough money to where this was as good as a gig. And so we've gotten great instructors out of the deal. Zach Top is that young man, and he has been involved in it from the get-go. And his sister's been involved, his brother's been involved, their friends have been involved.
Again, family. It comes back to family.
Yeah, one of the best friends of one of your employees here has been involved since day one.
Yep. Talk about Jeff Scroggins before we play his video.
Jeff Scroggins chased us down.
Well, that's a kind of a good problem to have.
Well, it was weird because we kind of blew him off because he was from Colorado and he wanted to come play our coffee house, and we thought it's a long distance to come for a hat pass type situation. And about 4 years ago at Wintergrass, he calls me on my cell phone. He got my cell phone number somehow, and he said, we're in a hotel. We came out on our own dime. We'd love to just meet you and talk to you. And he and his guitar player came down to my hotel room, and they picked up a guitar and a banjo. And as soon as they were about 4 bars into it, I called Murray, our president, up, said, Murray, you got to get down here and listen to this. And we gathered up a few board members, and we were just blown away by him.
Mm-hmm.
And so literally on the spot, we hired him for the festival the next year. And that was about 3 or 4 years ago now. And anyway, he's an outstanding banjo player. The mandolin player is his son, gifted beyond words. The fiddle player in the band is from Oregon, and she was a kid in a family band that played at our very first festival 17 years ago, and now she's back on the main stage.
Jeff Scroggins, once again, Chuck, I'm going to ask you to use the monitor here in the studio, and you folks at home, please use your TVs.
Hey porter, would you tell me the time? How much longer will it be till we cross that Mason-Dixon line? At the line, would you tell that engineer to slow her down? Or better still, just stop the train, 'cause I want to look around. Hey porter, what time did you say? How much longer will it be till I can see the light of day? When we hit Dixie, would you tell that engineer to ring his bell? And ask everybody that ain't asleep and right up, yeah.
Good stuff there. You might have noticed, as Chuck and I were talking off camera there, they seem to be having a really good time. That's the one thing you notice about bluegrass bands. They're up there and they're 4-8 bars into their number, and they're just smiling and grinning and having a good time.
Yeah, they use a single mic technique there where they've got more than one mic, but it's called single mic because there's a central mic, and the vocalists come together for that. So, it's kind of fun. I mean, especially when you got somebody that can harmonize really nicely.
And it's funny you bring that up because, as we mentioned before, that the Chelan County Fairgrounds, but they're in the Exposition Center, the big covered building. Really good acoustics in there. Really good acoustics, which is important.
Yeah, we pay a lot of money for our sound guy.
Yeah.
Guys, actually, there's a guy that runs the monitor board up by the stage, and then a guy out in the audience, but it's worth it. You gotta have good sound.
This is really worth it. Chuck comes in. He talks about this group called Mile 12. And as you well know by now, the Elton John biopic Rocket Man came out on the 31st of May, getting rave reviews. And Chuck says, these guys played my house last year, and they did a bluegrass version of Rocket Man. Now, the song Rocket Man by Elton John, of course, is very lush with lots of production values and strings and orchestras. And I thought, how can that possibly translate from the Elton John original song from 1972 to a bluegrass song? But Mile 12 pulled it off. Before we play the video, we're going to play a couple minutes of this. Talk about Mile 12.
Well, they were all last year under 25 years old, so now they're all under 26 years old. All 5 of them have college degrees in music. Totally unusual in bluegrass.
Mm-hmm.
When I was a kid, bluegrass musicians, a lot of them didn't read.
Right.
And now to have five of them, Berklee School of Music, a couple of them, Boston College, Clemson, and NYU. The banjo player is from New Zealand. She came over as a teenager because she wanted to play bluegrass banjo. She grew up hearing it in New Zealand, and she just lit out and is a fabulous player, and I love her accent. They let her talk a bit. It's really great. The singer is from Boston, has no Boston accent.
You don't normally associate, I don't mean to interrupt, Chuck, but you don't normally associate bluegrass music with the northeastern corridor of this country.
Right, it's more folkish
Sure,
back there. But
yeah.
but there was a band, we lived back there a few years back in the 80s, and there was a guy named Joe Val that had a band that was based in Vermont or New Hampshire, somewhere up there. And they were like it. There was nobody else. And that's kind of changing. You know, bluegrass is getting more and more spread out. And because of the social media and things like that, it's more accessible. But the singer is a good singer, very good singer. He's a good guitar player. And they're all just really nice kids.
We're going to play about 2 minutes of this video. This is going to blow you away. This is Mile 12 doing their rendition of the Elton John classic Rocket Man. Check it out.
She packed my bags last night, pre-flight, 0 hour, 9 a.m. And I'm gonna be high as a kite by then. I miss the earth so much, I miss my wife. It's lonely out in space on such a timeless flight. And I think it's gonna be a long, long time till touchdown brings me round again to find not the man they think I am at home. Oh no, 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 I'm a rocket man, rocket man, burning out his fears up here alone. Mars ain't the kind of place to raise your kids. In fact, it's cold as hell, and there's no one there to raise them if you did. And all the science I don't understand, it's just my job 5 days a week. A rocket man.
Wow, very faithful to the original composition, the original arrangements. Even the tempo is exactly the same, and yet it's all acoustic instruments. I think Elton would be very proud of that.
When they did it at my place, when they built that crescendo when the first vocals came in, I got goosebumps.
Yeah, I just did too.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I thought maybe I have jaundice, but that's not the case at all.
Could be that too.
Yeah. Chuck, we're almost out of time. Let's get right to the meat and potatoes. Give me dates and times, tickets, everything that people want to know, because they're going to want to be at the Chelan County Fairgrounds on the 14th, 15th, and 16th.
Yes, the 14th is a Friday, and the shows start at about 4 o'clock. There's activities earlier in the day. There's a slow jam. There's a meet and greet the day before, actually, on Thursday. There's a band scramble, which is you put your name in a hat and your instrument, and people pull it out, and you wind up in a 5-piece band with people you never met, perhaps. And you get stage time on the outdoor stage. So that's pretty cool. So at 4 o'clock, though, the main shows start. Modern Tradition will kick off the festival at 4 o'clock. Then Ned Crispin, Bottom Line, Jeff Scroggins in Colorado, Mile 12, and Michael Cleveland. And it'll be somewhat similar to that on Saturday. Saturday during the day, though, we have Taylor's Camp, the kids' camp. They'll be practicing all morning, and in the afternoon they'll be putting a show on. It's at 12:15 on an outdoor stage. They have a nice sound system, and it's really cool. I mean, some of the kids are teenagers and they're fairly accomplished, and some of them are, you know, their head wouldn't reach the top of the table. And it's pretty cool. I've got a grandkid that's been in it for 3 years, and he loves it. He hadn't progressed as far as I'd like musically, but he's made a lot of friends.
That's good.
And actually, his dad is telling me that he's actually been practicing this year, so that's good. So we have that, and then there's a gospel show on Sunday. It costs $25 if you want to come to Friday or Saturday night. $10 just for the gospel show. $35 will get you the whole weekend, in and out, do everything. There's some great jamming in the campground area. In order to go in the campground area, you have to have a wristband, which means you have to have bought ticket to go to the shows. Camping, I believe, is $20 a night. And
it's first come, first serve, and if you need the full hookups, you better get right on it, right? Because it's there's what, 135?
135 hookups, I believe, and
they could all be gone by.
They can all be gone by Wednesday night or Thursday.
Yeah,
we have to reserve some for the Taylor's Camp and some for the bands and things like that. Most of the bands stay in hotels, but some stay there. But in any event, get there as early in the week as you can. Some people come and just drop their camper and get a spot, and then they go back and do their job. I mean, we have people that drive all the way over from Seattle to drop their camper.
People come from all over the Pacific Northwest to be, and even farther than that to do this.
Yeah, we had about 4 years ago. We had a couple that came from Tel Aviv, Israel, specifically for our festival.
I'm not going to spend 3 days, and I love my friends at the Kashmir at the fairgrounds without eating and drinking. So you going to feed me and have beverages and stuff like that?
We have food vendors, numerous food vendors. We have anywhere from Italian sausages to heroes, things like that. There's popcorn, coffee, mochas. There's some trinket type sales and things like that. So there's food and indoor venue. So if the weather's bad, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Plenty of parking. They open up the parking across the street from the grounds, and there's plenty of room in there. So
yeah, don't worry about that. I mean, if you they won't turn you away. Let's just put it that way.
That's exactly
If you want to
right.
come and enjoy it, you can come and enjoy it. You're best off just forking over the $35. You can come and go as you please, any show you want. Everything that we just talked about is on the Kashmir Coffee House website, KashmirCoffeehouse.com, and from there they'll take you the lineup, the tickets, all the information, everything you need to know. In fact, let me go ahead. Anyway, it's all right there. Plus, you get to see a picture of Chuck when he was just a kid. You've aged all right. You really have, all things considered.
I'm amazed I'm still here.
Yeah. Chuck, it's always great to see you. Last year when he came by and paid me a visit to talk about this, he brought me a bottle of wine.
I did.
Did you just forget it?
No, it's in the truck.
Okay.
I didn't want to get mobbed when I came through the lobby.
Chuck Egner for the Wenatchee River Bluegrass Festival. Enjoy North Central Washington. You don't get talent like this coming into our neck of the woods on a regular basis, except just about the middle of June every year. Chuck, it's good to see you, my friend.
Thanks, Dan.
Anytime. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Transform your windows with a variety of colors and styles like the Allure Transitional Window Covering by Lafayette Interior Fashions. Hi, this is Darren with Mini Blinds and More. We can install the latest and greatest in technology to open and close your blinds with only a touch of a button. From the largest windows in your home to room darkening shades for the bedroom. From stylish shades for your entertainment room to custom blinds for those hard-to-fit places. We have a solution for all of your window covering needs. We offer a variety of window coverings from Lafayette Interior Fashions. Call us today. We are Mini Blinds and More, your local blind store.
Hi, this is Brian Snyder with Black Rock Asphalt Services here in Wenatchee, your local Black Rock seal coat company. Have you looked at your driveway or parking lot lately? Is it gray and oxidized? Does it have cracks that have not been taken care of? Or do you have striping that is pretty much non-existent? Please give us a call locally here, 509-665-9769. Learn more at blackrockasphaltsealcoating.com.
Hi, Justin here, owner of Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir. Club Crow is your place for famous blues, brews, and barbecue. We are your one-stop bar and grill, serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Looking for a fun night out? Join us at Club Crow Saturday nights. We have live bands to rock the night away. Club Crow is bringing comedy to Kashmir. Check out our Facebook page for upcoming dates. Live jam session first Sunday of every month. Club Crow Bar and Grill in Kashmir, the coolest place in town.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
And we're back to put a little ribbon and bow on this Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Let's go ahead and do what we always do, wrap it up with one more look at your weather forecast from the National Weather Service. No complaints today. Plenty of sunshine. Zippity-doo-dah, zippity-day. Oh, my, what a lovely day. Very little wind, only about 82 degrees. That's just about perfect. Now, things are going to cool down. A few clouds tomorrow. A lot of clouds by Wednesday afternoon. So we'll have morning sunshine, some clouds Wednesday afternoon, high of 79. Considerable wind on Wednesday night into Thursday. This is when the second cold front comes through. And look at the high temperatures Thursday. Only 72. Will be 10 degrees cooler on Thursday than we are expecting today. Friday cooler still, a high of only 69. That is below normal for this time of year. No complaints for the upcoming weekend if this holds true. And right now it looks pretty good. Partly cloudy on Saturday and a high of 72. Lots of sunshine Sunday and a high of 80. 59 degrees outside of our studios. Everybody have a great Tuesday, provided the show isn't canceled. We'll see you tomorrow. Take care. Bye-bye.